Amesy here of Amesy's Antics. Welcome to my channel. I hope you are well today because we have another DIY crafty session to get stuck into, and this week I am going to show you how to make a DIY wire wall grid using a baking cooling rack to do so. This is really easy to do. You only need a few items and it's quick and simple apart from the paint drying time, and it really adds a little bit more of something organisational to your space. You can put this on the wall or prop it up against a wall and pin lots of different ideas to it using little pegs or clips. You could even use S-hooks, I guess, to pin things to this, and you can use it for organisation, put your to-do list or like a mood board. It is perfect for any space in your home where you want a bit of different decor on the wall. Now this project wasn't without its faults. The project itself is easy and simple to do and went swimmingly for the most part. However, I did have a few DIY disasters, so keep watching this video to see what's happened and how I rectified it. But if you would like to see how to make your own DIY wire wall grid, then let's get crafting. To make the DIY wire wall grid, all you're going to need is a baking cooling rack, ideally one that has vertical lines as well as horizontal lines to create that grid. Some only come one way, so you want one that actually has the little squares on it, and the one I'm using does fold in half as well, but you can just use one piece of the baking rack, as well as some spray primer and spray paint in whatever colour you fancy, and some picture hanging hooks to hang the grid up with. To finish off the grid, all you're going to need is some clips or mini pegs to clip your pictures or inspirational quotes to it. So here is my wire cooling rack in all its glory, and as I said, it does fold in half to give like two pieces to it. Now ideally you want to use a new cooling rack for this rather than one that's been used, because some of the grease that maybe is on it won't help the paint adhere. And then you want to prep this for actual painting by placing on some spray paint primer. I have gone for a white colour here because I thought that would help pop the colour a bit more than maybe some of the grey primers that you can get. So just follow the instructions on the tin or on the can and give it a good spraying of the primer. So you want to allow the primer to set and harden before moving on to adding the spray paint. Now I am using a Rust-Oleum spray paint here in the colour of a coppery sheen and just applying even coats to the wire rack. Now ideally you want 2 coats on each side of this, and make sure that you allow it to dry fully in between and before you sort of flip the wire rack over, because I had a little bit of a disaster with this where it did pull some of the paint off, as you can see here, and unfortunately I had run out of the copper spray paint, so I am actually going to have to go in with another colour to rectify these mistakes, and in this case it is from Wilkinson's, a metallic spray paint in the colour like a champagne gold. So I am just going over the mistakes with this, and it has changed up the wire rack from the original design, but it doesn't matter because it still looks good. When the spray paint has dried, you want to go in with a clear lacquer / sealer to lock in that spray paint colour and hopefully reduce some of the paint chipping when you are using the clips on this. It also helps bring out the sheen of the spray paint as well. So now that the DIY wall grid is ready to be put up, I wanted to change up some of my room a bit by changing these shelves to some square ones from B&M. These were only £10 and I think they're the Tromso, is that how you say it? I don't know. But these were in B&M, I'm not sure if they are now, and this is where I suffered my first DIY disaster of this project, apart from the paint peeling on the grid, that is. So it was time to remove the brackets for the floating shelves, and as you can see we have already decorated around these before, and I'm just going to let you see how this plays out before talking about the disaster. So as you can see, I am having a lot of difficulty removing these brackets, and I think it's because they are well adhered to the wall and we painted around them, making them stick a bit more than just with the nails. And it has torn the wallpaper, which, you know, is not ideal, and it did it with both of them. So I decided it would be a good idea to just remove all this wallpaper, put some lining paper up and paint it the same colour as the rest of the walls. So here I am using a steamer to get rid of that wallpaper, just bringing it off. It's never a DIY project unless you have to make some adjustments and maybe do a bit extra than you were intending. So I'll just let you see me peel off lots of wallpaper. So here lies the problem. A DIY project is never simple. There's always little obstacles that do come in the way, and as you can see, I have a peeling ceiling. So what I think has happened when I have been removing the wallpaper from here, because of the holes that were left and ripped from the other shelves, I've either got the wallpaper steamer, too close to the paint on the ceiling, which has caused it to bubble, or how the wallpaper and ceiling paint were sort of joined together with the many layers that it had. It's just caused the paint to bubble on the ceiling, and then it proceeded to peel. So we have peeled it so far off, and now it looks like it is more bonded to this part and it's not really peeling easily. So we're gonna try to patch this up, like put some paint on here and smooth it over, and then try and just make it look even so you can't see where it's actually peeled. Don't know how effective this is going to be, but we will give it a go. And then once the ceiling is ready, we'll be re-wallpapering here. I'm just going to do a plain lining wallpaper and then paint it the same colour as my walls, because I'm not that bothered that the wallpapers don't match. I just want my room nice and bright, and I find the nice pale lemon yellow colour brightens up the room because the sun comes through the window really well. So let's get on to the DIYing. So with the new lining paper now up on the wall, it was time to paint them the nice lemon colour. So I am using a paintbrush really just to cut in the paint. I don't know if that's a technical term, cutting the paint, where you go around all the edges and then fill in the middle parts, blending it well with a roller. So once the paint was applied and then dried, I was able to use some of these picture hanging hooks to hang up that DIY wire grid. Now I think these picture hanging hooks hold 7 kilograms each, and I bought them from Home Bargains or B&M, I can't remember which. And then it's time to just hang your wire rack up onto them. So once it is hung, you can then decorate it and your DIY wire wall grid is ready. So there you have how to make your own DIY wire wall grid. I love how this has turned out. It is so simple but effective and is a great way of keeping things organised or adding to some inspiration. I plan on adding some motivational quotes to this, as well as some crafty project inspiration ideas, maybe a mood board for a bit of manifestation, because I am starting to get into a bit of manifestation, so I thought that would be the perfect place to put that on there. And you could use this in any other areas of your house. I would ideally like this in a craft room, but I don't have one at the moment, so it is going here in this room. But you could even put it in your kitchen dining room if you've seen on Pinterest command centres where you maybe have diaries and different things to organise your home. It would be perfect for using there as well. Now this project was inspired by Dainty Dress Diaries, and I will link her down below because she is a DIY and craft queen. She is just amazing, so go check out her channel. She has some amazing projects over on her channel. And if you've enjoyed the video, then please do give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed to keep up with more creative and crafty goodness coming up onto this channel. Hopefully they inspire you to get a little bit more creative and have a go at making your own things, because handmade things are just the best, I think, and a lot of the times you can give away as gifts. So be sure to hit that subscribe button because there are lots more creative goodness coming up onto the channel. In a few weeks I think I'm going to start doing a bit more Christmas things because I think we need a bit more holly jolly Christmassy stuff in our lives, especially with what is going on in the world at the moment. So hit that subscribe button if it sounds like something you would enjoy, and don't forget to hit the notification bell as well because that will alert you every time I post a new video. And check out my blog, Ames's Antics, which is linked below because there's always a ton more information over on the blog for you to check out. With that said, I will see you in next week's video. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and week, and are hopefully keeping safe out there. Until next time, bye!